Welcome back to the Eric Krown Crypto channel. Wishing you a happy and healthy start on this nice dump bowl Monday morning over here. I wasn't planning on doing a video because I actually have an operation in a couple hours here, but because things are really moving fast, because a lot of things that we've been speaking about for the past couple weeks now are coming to fruition. I wanted to do a quick little update here, and then for the rest of the day, if relevant, I'll be on Instagram actually, which I have a link to in the description below. It's just a lot easier to pump out very, very short updates there. We also talk about other trading and life related things, so if that happens to interest you, well, that is there for you. And just be aware of any other account that is not from that link in the description below, because it's a scammer basically. Anyways, let's just jump into it right now. I wanted to follow up on the signal. This is the big bad signal that we've been looking at for the past few weeks here, slowly but surely coming to fruition. It looks like today is the day. Great fucking timing, huh? Anyways, what is the signal? Daily BBWP measuring volatility, which is the dispersion of returns, getting below 10 percentile, which would be this level right here, right around here. The expansion phase from that has on average led to about a 23.63% move over the course of almost 14 days, or sorry, actually just over 13 days. And the stochastic momentum also has gotten the correct direction on that 75% of the time. Now, that is obviously going to go up because we have yet another iteration where that is working here. So what do we essentially have? Well, we obviously have the expansion. We are just absolutely going to the moon right there on BBWP, not on price action, obviously. And the stochastic momentum oscillator told the direction on the 6th, 7th of June when we got rejected, got a downside cross, and also rejected at the edge of the bullish control zone. Two very important things. So because we can kind of forecast the average move based upon that from the expansion and also the date, we would be looking at back around here, technically speaking, and 23% puts Bitcoin basically down around, pretty close to our to where we currently are, just around about $24,000. Now, again, this is an average, and we have seen, moves on the upper end of that average, obviously, over time. For example, the last one that we saw actually coming in from early May on the 2nd of May right here, or sorry, 2nd, 3rd, 4th May, of May, that was a 32.24% move. So I would say that the average very likely does get hit on this one. Do we see a little bit lower? Definitely possible as well. In fact, I would say not possible, or not that it's not possible, but quite likely in this case, as we do see a few of the things that are confluential with this. So actually, just playing with numbers here, I am curious what 30% from that expansion would look like. Yeah, they put Bitcoin 21 to $22,000, which is going to be in alignment with a few other things of interest here. We have the CME gap coming in from a couple years ago now, actually, December 2020, almost a couple years ago. That's actually confluential with the $24,000 to $23,500 region. So very likely short-term bounces around there. And, there's going to be short-term bounces, maybe even along the way. I mean, right now it's just a gap down. So maybe not so much in the short term, but very likely right around there. And then obviously we got the weekly 200 simple, which is just a nice little bounce region for long-term players as well, coming in about $22,500. So we do have other things, in that vicinity. Can we get wicks lower? Yeah, absolutely. But I would be looking for bounces within that vicinity on the higher term timeframes, and then the lower term timeframe is going to be all whippy as hell, which is going to be a good lot of fun for the people who are actively trading this today. Anyways, also, just following up on the daily Joule signal, obviously that one or not just coming to fruition, like it is literally playing out in front of your eyes. We called this one out on Thursday, Friday, and it is told the move about a day before, basically, on that breakdown. So this likely also does provide a good barometer of how deep and mature we are within this move, as I'd be looking for daily BWP to get into the 70 percentiles at minimum before calling the move, losing steam here on the higher term timeframes. And remember, because the expansion date was basically back here on the 6th and 7th of June, and we kind of forecasted about 14 days from that on average to reach the, the general price. Again, it is an average, but where would that put Bitcoin, or sorry, where would that put us as far as timing goes? Basically, end of week to 1 week from now on the 20th or so. So that's kind of where I expect Bitcoin to find the next sort of local low, if you will, if we're going to just go off of statistics and data right there. All right, cool. Anything else that we want to get into here before I sign off and we get on our very merry way? We can look at lower term timeframes here as well. Like I said, there's very likely going to be bounce along the way. We're already getting to extremes here on the hourly, 4 hours getting up to extremes, but I really want to see that, top out here for a while, because this is a big move, obviously. So we do expect to top out for a while, not just on the short-term timeframes, but also on the 12-hour, maybe even the daily as well. So So lower term time frames are going to see some ebbs and flows there. I'm sure it's going to be whippy, but ultimately direction continues to remain down. Don't really have any real reason to not be in alignment with that, especially as long as we're below where Friday closed on CME, which is about $29,000 or just below $29,000. So barring any sort of heroic reclaim back above that region, I mean, obviously, right? But I do still look a bit lower. Doesn't mean that things can't even go lower than that over time as well. It's just, I would be looking for bigger bounces there. But then again, who knows what this week brings us with an FOMC meeting on Wednesday. Lower term time for momentum for spot price action starting to get pretty damn critical over here. 440 is going to be the magical number. So, if you do start to see these pivots hit, maybe you're in for a short term time frame bounce. But I'd trust a lot more CME on a day like this. And that's about $1,000 higher, in fact, on the 4 hour, and the hourly is showing 25,450, but you will notice that all these timeframes are, at the extremes here. So, once things do give a little bit of a short-term time frame bounce, probably going to happen extremely fast and extremely violently. But make sure to realize that the 12-hour and the daily, I mean, these still have room to go. Just put it point blank right there. So yeah, barring, there always has to be some hopium on this, on the other side, but barring any sort of higher term time frame heroic reclaim back above last Friday's closure, which was about $29,000. Basically looking for continuation to those targets. Very likely bouncy behavior around there. Might get wicks below, that's fine. And might even trade below that over time as well. But generally speaking, those are good areas to be looking for higher term time frame bounces. And then we'll come back to it after that. So yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it off right there. Again, I'll very likely be on Instagram, assuming everything goes well later, hopefully. And I'm providing some short-term updates right there. So cool. I'll be signing off with that. Take care and see you hopefully soon.